Little Italy is one of my favorite areas in downtown Toronto. Unlike other areas in the city, Little Italy has not been crammed full of high-rise condos, so far. So it's still got that smaller neighborhood charm. Now, it's been a couple of years since we visited this area. First COVID happened, and then we took a year off to travel, and then I was just too unemployed to go out. Over time, old establishments closed down, but new ones popped up. So this week, we thought it'd be cool to revisit a couple of Little Italy classics, but also check out a couple new bars and restaurants we've never been to. We started the day with breakfast at one of my favorite places on College Street, Utopia. It's a place I've been going to since the late 2000s, although it's been here since 1995. I've been hung over here with friends more times than I can count. It's a place with a really cozy vibe. There's indoor seating in the front and a nice solarium type patio in the back. I appreciate the pleasant details they added to the place. They have decently priced drink specials, and for what you pay, the food is really good. This place is so inviting, I often end up getting a Caesar or mimosa in the morning. But today I was a little tired, so I got an Americano and Julia got a mocktail. These drinks were $3 each. And we're not doing these videos to price compare, but I just want to say the only thing you can get for $3 in today's world is a bottle of used water. For food, we started with the fried chicken. This appetizer can be a hit or miss at other places, but here, they've always nailed it. For my main, I got my favorite, slow-cooked lamb burrito with brie cheese. Julia got an egg scramble in corn tortilla bowls. It was time to head out and pick out something for tonight's dinner. Since we're in the area, we wanted to go to this iconic Little Italy butcher shop called Grace Meat Market. They have a lot of stuff here, but we ended up getting this stupid thick ribeye steak. For what you pay, it's really good and on par with a steak I would get at a place like St. Lawrence Market. Later that night, it was time to make the ribeye. We started out by giving the steak the respect it deserves. I pat it down, apply some salt and pepper, and rub it all around with some olive oil. For a ribeye, I found this is pretty much all I need. The quality of the cut does the rest. First, I sear it on the pan, and then I finish it off in the air fryer. I know a lot of people finish off the ribeye steak in the oven, but I just learned that you can do this in an air fryer. I learned how to make ribeye steak from Gordon Ramsay, and I know if he saw this video, he'd probably be pissed off. He'd call me like a shit sandwich idiot or something like that, but it works, it actually does. After the steak comes out the air fryer, I let the meat sit for about 10 minutes. Julia pairs this sacred piece of meat with some cheap fries, which is fine because she's an animal who may as well just eat the steak raw. Finally, we cut it, Julia tries it, and she says it's one of the best steaks we've made so far. And she has the standards of that annoying food critic from Ratatouille, so that's a big compliment coming from her. We even let Ezra try a bite, and he approves, but he also ate goose shit that one time at the park, so his opinion means very little to me. Later in the evening, we get ready, do a little pregame, abandon Ezra, and take the College streetcar westbound. We already live not that far from Little Italy, so it's not a long trip, shorter than the journey actual immigrants had to take from Italy. Our first spot is a place called Bar Raval. It's a cozy spot with a shockingly nice interior and a patio. It even won a design award a while back. Inside, it's all wooden and organic looking, which I imagine costs a lot of money that they now have to make back in cocktails. This place makes me feel like I came over to Frodo's house in the Shire to get fucked up. There are also a lot of nice details and interesting characteristics to this place that I'm sure will fade into a blur as the cocktail hits, but I still appreciate them while I'm sober and filming. Inside, it's all standing tables along with this cool bar, which makes the spot feel super casual. This is a popular spot, so getting a standing table or God forbid a patio seat is very hard.
That's so cute! It's literally just there for fun. I gotta get my vibe back.
It was time to look at the food menu. They have small tapas and everything looked really good. We ended up getting some octopus, tomato bread, and a shrimp dish. And if Julia's food faces don't communicate to you how good this stuff was, let me also confirm it. I'm not a good actor, it really was that tasty. Next, we kept walking along College Street, further west into Little Italy. Along the way, we passed some other neat looking bars that we've never seen before. We walk over to Mrs. Robinson, a cocktail bar that was actually recommended by our landlord. It has an interesting vibe inside, kind of fancier and brighter than the last place. We heard they make great cocktails, so we took a seat at the bar. And the cocktails were great. We didn't expect to get much food, but we did grab some wings, and they were surprisingly good for a place that I thought people just went to get boozed up. It was a very nice bonus at the end of the night. Our next dinner spot was a bar I heard about for years but never been to, called Bar Isabel. It was actually opened by the same owner as Bar Raval, and I gotta say, these venues do speak for themselves. This place really gives a shit about the interior. Lots of other restaurants just kind of slap some paint on and call it a ceiling. Not this place. We started with our usual drink. I got a beer, Julia got a mocktail, and then we took a look at the menu. One thing to point out is this place has an automatic 20% tip for tables of any size. Regardless how you feel about that, that's a video for another day. Anyway, once the beer started going down, my brain just blocked all that out. We started by ordering something I haven't had in over 10 years. Bone marrow. This thing is basically crystal meth attached to a bone. We finished it like vultures. Next was this cheesy thing and this toasty thing. Both great. We also got a side of potatoes and snow pea shoots. According to Julia, the snow pea shoots are not as good as how they do it in Chinese restaurants, and Julia even confirmed this by asking a fellow Asian girl sitting nearby. I was not able to capture this interaction, but they came to an agreement. Lastly, we got the octopus, which was great as expected, but we've already been spoiled by the octopus at Bar Raval, so at this point, we were just going too crazy on these poor creatures. So that wraps up the night at Bar Isabel. The next day, we ventured back to Little Italy. I've always found the area itself to be very quaint, and the $2 million houses that some Italian immigrant bought in the 70s for $42 does not infuriate me at all. This weekend was a food festival called The Taste of Little Italy, and since we just got back from Big Italy, we wanted to revisit the food and see how it holds up. They basically closed the whole street down, and it's all these different vendors that sell food on the street. So we popped into a legendary Little Italy spot, Cafe Diplomatico, also known as Cafe Dip. I used to go here years ago for cheap pitchers of beer. Cafe Dip was established in 1968, and it wasn't just one of the first restaurants in Little Italy, it was also one of the first to have a patio in Toronto in general. It has an indoor area and a comfy patio, but for this special event, they even extended the patio out onto this blocked off street. It was a nice chill area to pop into and get away from the crowds on College Street. It was also a nice day, so Julia wanted to get some sun on her reflective body. We wanted to pretend we were back in Naples on our honeymoon, so we decided to get a drink and obviously pizza. The pizza was surprisingly good. The menu insinuated that the cheese and dough was made in-house, and it did feel that way. Here is Julia's ceremonial face, so you know it's legit. They even started playing live Italian music, so it really took on this budget Italian vacation vibe. Overall, a good day, but any day involving beer and pizza is an automatic 9 out of 10. So that's it. Obviously, there's a lot more in Little Italy, and we wish we could try everything, but that would require a second full-time job to afford. So for now, this was just our week of trying a couple new places and revisiting old favorites. If you like this episode and want to see us cover more neighborhoods in Toronto, hit like and subscribe. Alright, see you guys next time.